Hi friends, welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Davine and I'm homeschooling 4 kids ages 10, 10, 11, and 13. So today I'm going to be showing you my curriculum picks for my 4th and 5th grade boys. This is sort of a recap from my curriculum picks that I did early, I think it was April. But in April, I sort of grouped it by subjects, and today I'm going to be grouping it more by level. So my 4th and 5th grade boys are on a very similar level. They need different things and their personalities are different. So I'm just going to be showing you what I'm using for both of them, and I'll just kind of explain why I picked one thing or the other thing. So stick around if that's something you're interested in seeing. So this video is considered very late in homeschooling circles to be showing you my curriculum picks in October, but I was just waiting around for my parent partnership program to get me all the last pieces, and I think I have everything here for my 2 boys. So I want to show you what I picked. We are about 6 weeks into school. I am not going to be giving reviews at this point. I'm going to do that later on towards the end of our term, which would be about 12 weeks in, so I can give you an idea of how things are going, but I just wanted to show you what I'm using with my boys who are in 4th and 5th grade, but at a very similar level. So what I'm showing you here are the independent work or the leveled work that they do. This does not include our group work. If you want to see the things that we're doing for our family subjects or our group work, I will link that above because I'm not making a new video for that. I have a video that shows you all of our family subjects already, so I'm just going to refer you to that if you're interested in seeing what we're doing as a group. But this is just the individual or independent work that they do, the ones that they do at their own level. So the first thing I'm going to show you is their math. They are doing teaching textbooks, Math 4. Both of them are on that level right now. Now, I do generally like to have the physical workbooks for them to do their work in. That is something we're still waiting on. The parent partnership program is getting that for us, but they didn't order it initially. So at this point, my boys are probably on lesson 15 or 16. And because they review at the beginning of the year, it's been fine. They've just been writing things down that they need to on a pad of paper, but they really do like working in the physical workbook. So that's something you might want to consider if you do teaching textbooks and you find your students are reluctant to write down the problems to solve. Getting the physical textbook has really made teaching textbooks work for us. So we're waiting on those, but they have started on that in the meantime. Another thing that we do supplementally to go with teaching textbooks is we are doing Time for Math Facts. That is sort of a game-based way to learn the basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division skills. My boys right now are still working on the addition and subtraction level, trying to get those down pat before we start multiplication. Hopefully we can move into multiplication this year. I do recommend this program. It is a pretty fun, game-oriented way to learn those math facts faster. We have been using it this is our 2nd year. We just resubscribed because the boys are still working on those. So I will link in the description box below anything I mention here. So do check that out when you're done watching this video. All right, so language arts. This is new for us. We are using language lessons for the elementary child. This has 180 lessons, but they are very short lessons. So last year we used Masterbooks Language Lessons for a Living Education. These lessons are even shorter than those. I said I would not do a review at this point, but I am really enjoying this right now. We do more than 1 lesson a day, but we don't do language arts every single day. So for me, it's very easy to do. One of my sons, he does 3 lessons every time we do this. Another son does 2 lessons every time he does this because he has some more other language arts components that the first son doesn't have. So we have been enjoying this. These are simple, easy lessons. There's grammar, there's copy work, there's picture study. Yeah, so far we have really enjoyed this, and I am expecting to buy the next level within this year since we are doing 2 or 3 lessons, and probably towards the end of the year though, because like I said, we don't do language arts every single day. But it's really easy to complete all 180 lessons in a year with this. So that is our base, I would say, for our language art components. Other things that we do. So both of my boys are using Explode the Code, different levels. One of my boys struggles more with spelling and phonics and things like that. So he is at level 5, and we do the half one. So I don't know why I don't have the 5.5, but he'll be moving from 5 to 5.5 to 6. So we move through all the half levels for Explode the Code for him. My other son is a little better at spelling and phonetics and things like that. So he is on 8, and that is the end. So he's going to be done with Explode the Code at some point this year, probably about halfway through the year. So we are working on Explode the Code for both of them. Then that one son who struggles a little more with spelling, we are doing Spelling UC. So he is on level B towards the end. We are on lesson 31, so there are 36 lessons. So we're gonna be working on this for a bit more, but once he's done that, I do have level C. So we will move into that. So we started this, I would say, mid-year last year, and when we started, we went very fast through part 1, but when we got into part 2, we needed to slow down a bit. And this is something that we don't do every day as well. We probably do it about 3 times a week, even though it is a 5 times a week program. That's just too much writing for him. So we slow it down a little bit, but that has been working really good. And he actually did really well on his last spelling test. And so, I mean, it's still early on to see how this is working, but we are going to continue on with it with level C after this is done. So then the son who doesn't struggle as much with spelling, he needed a few more things to just round out, give him a little more things to do. So I picked up a few things for him. He is very particular about what he does, and if it's not something he really enjoys, it's really hard to get him to do things that he doesn't really enjoy. So we have the basics that he has to do, and he knows that, but when I try to pick up extras, I try to make sure it's something that he's interested in. So we started out with this. Every once in a while, this will come up on his checklist to do across the USA activity book. He has really enjoyed this. He has done a lot of the pages already, but as you can see, there's still a lot left to do. So this is really great. Whenever it comes on his checklist, he sets the timer for 15 minutes, picks a page he wants to do, and just works on that page. So he has really been enjoying this. I do recommend it for kids who enjoy things like this. Now this other one is something I was waiting for my parent partnership program to get for me, but they decided that they weren't going to get it for me. So I just went and purchased it myself after I decided I really do want it. So he is going to alternate doing this with this. So this is a Funschooling do-it-yourself curriculum, and it has Minecraft themed, but this is a huge book. I did not expect such a big book. This would be something that you might use if you were unschooling or if you wanted to kind of create your own curriculum. It's basically a guide for you to use. So you could use this for your whole year as a guide. And basically, I want him to use this as a way to pick things that he's interested in researching, but I want him to write the research in this book. So we have not started this. I just got this weekend. This was kind of the last piece that I wanted before I filmed this video. So I'm going to go through it, and it looks really interesting. And I'm just going to have to go through it and decide how to use it with him, if I'll assign certain pages or if I'll let him pick and choose. So what I'm anticipating is he will probably pick a book or two or a few books that he's interested in researching and write facts, directed facts, guided facts into this book. That's what I think it's going to be like. But I will let you know in my upcoming curriculum review or how it's going at the end of term 1, how that's working for us once we get started on that. Also, both of my boys are reading various leveled American history books along with some other books as their personal reading or literature. I will link a video up here to show you the ones that they're going to be reading that correspond with American history. We are working through Book Shark level D and E, and they are kind of close to that reading level, but not quite there. So I'm picking a few of the easier books from the level D for them to read. And I also have some more easy readers that correspond with our history. So like I said, if you want to see that video, if you want to see early American history readers for kids that are probably more in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade reading level, you can check that video out. So a few more things that my boys do that I do not have physical copies to show you. One is The Good and the Beautiful Handwriting. I purchased the PDF for that, so I just have that printed. One son is redoing level 3 because he's really not fluent with that cursive yet, and I wanted to just go through that one more time before we move on to the smaller cursive. The other son is very good at cursive, and he's moving on to level 4. Some other things that we do on the computer, we are using typing.com. I do recommend typing.com or typingclub.com. Those are two free typing programs that have worked well for my kids in the past. I'm just starting my boys this year on typing.com, as well as my oldest daughter, who this video is not about, but they're doing typing.com this year, and so far it's been going really well. I will say my youngest son, he is the one that gets really easily frustrated with programs, with things that don't go as planned, or some of those online curriculum. He gets frustrated with that, and he has not been frustrated at all with typing.com. So I do recommend that program. And Typing Club is something we used in the past as well. It is also a good program. My plan is to do typing.com, and then when they've completed that, or if that gets frustrating for some reason, we will move to typingclub.com and they can work on the skills. There is an assessment in there and they'll place you at the right level. So that's kind of my plan for this year. Another online program that we are using is code.org. That is another free program. It is a program that teaches computer skills, coding, computer safety, and stuff like that. So we have not used it too long. That is new to us this year. But so far, the kids have been enjoying it, and my boys especially have enjoyed it because it does take them step by step on how to code. One of my daughters, she uses Scratch a lot, and she knows how to do it. She just did it by trial and error, but not really learning. She hasn't really been through a program teaching her step by step, but she just picked that up naturally. But this is teaching my boys how to do the coding. So they have enjoyed that. They actually asked to do that when it's not school time. So that has been a win in our family so far. And the last thing that they have been using kind of supplementally is Miacademy. I will link my full review up here if you want to check it out and see what that's like. We are using that for this year just as a supplemental thing. I have picked lessons for them to do in science and geography because they go along with what we're studying as a family. So they have to do a lesson a day, 4 days a week, in order to get to the game points. So that is what we're doing there. They can also choose to do other lessons if they want to earn more coins and get some more game time or coins for the games. So if you're interested in Miacademy, you can check that out up there. But we just use that just 30 minutes, maybe twice a week. So not every day. It is definitely supplemental for us. Final thing that we are using is this here. This is Word of Life's Conqueror 1 Year Daily Devotions for grades 3 and 4. So we are working on this. It has become a little more independent. At the very beginning, I had to help my boys basically find the verses and read it and figure out how to do it. But it's been working fine. 15 minutes a day. They can usually do 1 or 2 of the sections. And yeah, so far so good. So that they're using for their personal devotions this year. I think that covers what my 4th and 5th graders are doing this year. So let me know, do you have a 4th or 5th grader this year? What are you using? What have you been enjoying so far this year? Thank you for coming and checking this video out. If you like videos like this, do give me a like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you're notified of when future videos are up. My next video is going to be about what my middle schoolers are doing this year, what their curriculum picks are this year. So if you're interested in that, stick around. That will be coming up next week.